2 years ago in 2020 in December, I purchased granite countertops and installation from Lowe's in my hometown, which is Wilson, North Carolina. I completely paid for my granite tops and the installation. And as of today, still do not have my countertops installed. Two years ago, December, I purchased granite countertops, and I purchased the countertops and the installation, and I paid for them. That was in 2020. Today, I still do not have my countertops installed. I purchased the sinks that were Lowe's, special sinks. They picked up my sinks and took them to the granite people so they could get the right cut for the countertops. Returned my sink to me. One sink I have in my garage. The other sink Lowe's kept in their store, which at this point they cannot locate. But they needed the sinks to get the right measurements for the countertops. So we did all that, and I have no countertops. I have been in and out of that company for a while. I was going in every week. Then I was going in like once a month. And then last October, I took a 2-month break, well, almost 3-month break, didn't go in because I had my son passed away and I was just too emotional to go in and deal with him. But other than that, I've been in there like every single month. And when I go in, I talk to the sales rep that sold me my countertops. And she had contacted one of their cabinet contractors, because on my island, they had to do some modification. And because I was using a farmhouse sink, they had to do some modifications underneath my sink. And she was going to have him do it. She says, I've called him. He's going to be calling you. He's going to be calling you. And I had been told this like every single month. And still, he came out to my house one time, looked around. He said, it'll take me less than a day to get everything done I need to do. And I haven't heard from him since. And I keep contacting the people at Lowe's. I leave text messages, which they never answer. And I've called and called. And the last time I actually went into Lowe's, my son, Neil, went with me. But I had been on hold at my house for 4 hours on the phone with Lowe's. So I took my phone in my hand as my son drove me. We went to Lowe's, and I said, listen, at my phone, you're on hold with me now. And I asked to speak to the store manager. It took her, I think it was a little over 45 minutes to come to me and talk to me. And when I told her I had to have answers, I said, can you give me answers in 24 hours? And she said, no, that's impossible. I can't do it in 24 hours. I said, okay, let's go for 48 hours. And she said, no, that can't happen either. I've got to find out what's going on. I said, okay, just contact me as soon as you can and don't let it take forever. Well, it's been 2 months and I have not heard from Miss Anna as of today. Now, I have had someone inside Lowe's cabinet, the cabinetry part of Lowe's, where they try to solve problems. They have called me, and they called me last Wednesday, I believe it was, and said that my sales rep said she cannot use my sink that I had purchased. I have to get another sink, and the Lowe's would pay for a new sink. I'm like, I don't want a sink. I want my farmhouse sink, and that's the ones that the countertop people measured with. And so the representative said they'll call me back, and I have yet to hear anything else from her either. So that's where I'm at. Nothing. But the point is, what bothers me is they won't return my text messages or my phone calls, but they have had my money where I paid for all this 2 years ago. Lowe's is making money off my money, and I'm losing money and getting nothing. Yes, that bothers me. At this point, my life has changed a lot since I began this journey with Lowe's 2 years ago. And truthfully, I'm at the point that I'm ready just to sell my house and move on to where my kids are at. So I would be happy to sell my house, leave the countertops the way they are, if they would be willing just to give me all my money back and let me go. Or number one. Number two is they complete the job to my satisfaction. But the only way I'd be happy with the completion of this job is that Lowe's does, and it costs me absolutely no any money. I just don't think I owe them anymore. I think they owe me. I mean, there's very little money to be spent. I did leave a list with Jenny about 4.5 months ago of things I would like Lowe's to do to finish this job. And the only thing that I told them that I would be willing to do was do the painting. If they would just get everything installed, which is paid for, and get my cabinets modified and get my backsplash in, that I would be happy. But I think they should be responsible. I think I should be able to just sit down and enjoy the job being done now.